coins to take and get some goddamn respect in this town.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent weekend so far. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies finding themselves back at the exact same levels that we were a few days ago. You can see actually right here, we fell below $29,000. We did have this nice V-shaped bounce. Unfortunately, we were only able to get back up to the mid $35,000 level before continuing to put in a lower high. So we are still trending downwards. Even though we did have that relief bounce, we didn't break any of the critical resistance. In fact, we hit the exact same resistance again that's been holding us down for this entire move. So does this mean that the bulls have actually run out of steam? Is the Wykoff accumulation pattern invalidated? That is the biggest question. One thing I need to point out, we have been keeping our eyes on these Bitfinex shorts, and when they were all the way up here, I warned you guys that this was a little bit scary. We hadn't seen levels this high, and well, you know what happened. We had that insane drop down below $29,000, to which then we did have the shorts drop all the way off, virtually erasing all of this trading, and now it looks like they are moving back up in a straight line. In fact, this is a daily candle right here. This is 1 day of the Bitfinex short, so it looks like a lot of these Bitfinex whales are anticipating yet another fall for Bitcoin. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I just want to bring in this video to let you know what I'm seeing, what's going on. Hopefully we can keep this video a little bit short. And yeah, we're just mostly going to focus on that today. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you're not subscribed, definitely consider it. And let's dive in and see exactly what is going on here. Now, you can see that essentially Bitcoin has been in this sort of asymmetrical triangle right here. And yeah, we have had potentially what looks to be a bull trap right here, as well as a bear trap down here. However, we are pushing down again towards the lower region of this level. And I do believe that if this level is lost, if we do lose this level, then we actually are going to most likely see Bitcoin break to the downside. Now, we need to wait for confirmation on this. Obviously, you know, we could come down to this level and have that final rebound, you know, that everybody's talking about. But the thing is, guys, we are not putting in any higher highs. In fact, this resistance that we were looking at right here, you can see how many times it held us down. Look at this. We didn't even touch it this time. We actually wicked a few, like $50 or $100 below that level and ended up falling anyway. So that is not good signs for Bitcoin, guys. Now, look, I'm hoping for the Wykoff accumulation, right? But the thing is everyone is looking at that chart. Everyone is assuming that that's what's going to happen. So if everyone thinks that's going to happen, do you really think that's what's going to happen, essentially? And having a look right here at these Bitfinex shorts piling up again, it is a little bit worrisome. Now, of course, we could always hope for a short squeeze, right? But how sustainable would that be realistically in the long term? The other thing, too, is having a look at what is happening right here over on the CME futures chart. Two things that I want to point out that could be potentially bearish is we did have a blood diamond right here, and this happened on June 18th. And I also want to point out that you could see during the entire, pretty much during the entire bull run, you know, we had all this money right here in the green. You see all this money flow, all this green, right? And only just recently have we dipped into the red. And it does look like we've been dipping lower and lower and lower, and it doesn't look like it's trying to recover. Now, you could say that, yes, we do have some momentum waves down here pointing to the upside, but that being said, guys, the overall picture is still not looking that great for Bitcoin. So, yeah, I mean, like, we really need to break some of these resistances, preferably getting above the $42,000 level, which was our previous high before we had that big drawdown, you know, in the bull rally, up to 65K. Yeah, we definitely need to get back above that level. Anything below that level, and it's really difficult to not be looking at this in a bearish way, right? Yes, we may have some relief bounces across the way. We know that this is what crypto does, but until we can break either above this level or even preferably above this resistance right here, we're essentially still just trending sideways and down. So that's essentially what's going on. Now, let's talk about some sentiment, right? So, and I'll get back to the charts in a minute because I do want to analyze this, but we had the co-head of cryptocurrency investment firm Galaxy Digital Trading, Jason Urban. He said that the current Bitcoin price correction will fade towards the end of the year while projecting that Bitcoin will trade upwards of $70,000. Now, we're only halfway through this year, so it could be a very long, dragged out period. And one of our theories that we've been having for months on this channel is the fact that we may, if we do have a bit of a bear market, not go into necessarily a 2-year bear market or a 3-year bear market, but we could mimic something like we did in 2017, where we did have 6 to 8 months of negative downward sideways action before having the reversal, right? And I still think that's a strong possibility. Urban notes that the increased institutional activity around Bitcoin from the start of the year will begin manifesting after the summer. He says, I feel confident that it will take out the highs that we saw earlier in the year by the end of this year. You can expect with all the fear and uncertainty in recent weeks to cause a flat trending market through the summer. And I think that as we pull into fall, a lot of this institutional adoption is going to start to manifest themselves, and we should see the market take out those highs. I think we could see anything north of $70,000. Also, though, amid the uncertainty, Urban does believe that if Bitcoin does have another free fall, the next support level might be around the $25,000 level, despite establishing the base at around $30,000. He adds that by holding the level, there is some reason for confidence in Bitcoin's price action. Now, remember the tweet from Robert Kiyosaki that we had the other day? He said, buying more gold and silver, but waiting for Bitcoin to drop to $24,000. Now, why is everybody looking at this $24,000 level? Well, I explained this to you guys before right here. You could see that this $24,000 level down here actually represented this little hiccup where we had a little bit of resistance before bouncing to the upside, right? So we've already tested this support once, okay, down here at the $28,800 level, and that also represented the 1.618 Fibonacci retracement, which we do know Bitcoin has held historically. However, I'm just going to point this out, and I myself am included in this. I definitely myself, we were looking for this. We were looking for this blow off top. We were looking for some signals that would replicate what we had seen in previous markets, but what we saw instead up here was this Wykoff distribution pattern where then we had the sell-off. Now, this is not something we've really ever seen in Bitcoin before. We also never saw a 54% drawdown that then dragged out sideways for over a month, ever. So we are seeing a lot of firsts for Bitcoin. So, going back and saying, this has happened before, it's happening again, it may just be a different ballgame this time, my friends. Unfortunately, we wanted the institutions to get involved. We wanted Wall Street to get involved. Now they're involved, and they're going to play things their way. They're going to play their game, and this is not the way that Bitcoin pattern had traded for so long. In fact, we really haven't even seen some of the typical Bitcoin patterns, like Bart Simpson patterns, right? I haven't really seen one in a while, although some people were saying maybe this is just a giant Bart Simpson. I mean, it could be, guys. There's also the theory about this, giant, ugly sort of head and shoulders pattern. Although it could be, it's a very sloppy head and shoulders, could be potentially, and it also could still be that Wykoff accumulation potentially. We do have to keep our eyes on that, guys. But like I said, there is a lot of downwards pressure, and minimally, what I would want to see, I would like to see, really, realistically speaking, if you really want to get bullish again, we have to get above this trend right here where we put in this downwards trend. We would have to break above here, somewhere above this sort of $50,000 level before you can really start getting bullish again. If we don't, you're just putting in lower highs, and you're just trending downwards, right? So, obviously, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be realistic. You guys know I'm not going anywhere. Bear market, bull market. I'm a long-term hodler. I'm not selling any of my Bitcoin. Some people think I'm crazy. Are you just going to hold it? Yeah, I am going to hold it. In fact, I'm going to accumulate more on the down because I know where Bitcoin is headed. You could see that Bitcoin is always in an upwards trending motion. However, we do often find ourselves in these ranges. Right now, we are stuck in this level right here, you could see. But if we do fall, we're looking now to get that support right here at the bottom. And look at this, guys. If we were to fall directly down on this weekly candle, not to say that we will, look at where we're at. exactly $23,600, which would be that $24,000, $25,000 level. Now, are we going to hit that level? I don't know. I don't think anybody truly knows, but you would be ignorant to be ruling it out as minimally at least a possibility, right? We do have to keep our eyes on this. Now, the one thing I want to point is that the DXY has been trying to hold above this support right here. And, if it does continue to rally to the upside, we do know that the DXY and Bitcoin do have inverse correlation with each other. As this gets stronger, Bitcoin tends to get weaker. Now, we have seen over with the S&P putting in all-time highs, which is interesting. I don't know what's going on with stocks. Stocks are crazy right now, but noticing that we did start off with a green day and now we're in a red doji. Like I said, if the DXY does continue to pump to the upside, that's not going to be good for Bitcoin. However, one thing we can also point out, talking about the Bitfinex shorts, this is the entire history ever. This is the weekly chart of all of the Bitfinex longs. Bitfinex longs today are at the highest levels that they've ever been, in the existence of Bitfinex longs. So even though it is scary to see these shorts piling up, we also have a little bit of a mixed signal because we have the longs essentially at the highest level that we've ever seen. You can see right here, they've never been this high. So I don't really know what this means. What's really happening is the markets are showing mixed signals, and it looks like nobody knows what we're gonna do, whether we're gonna go up or down. We're still just bouncing in this range between 30,000 and 36,000. So we need to decide. We need to break this position, either upside or downside. Right now, it's just the chop, okay? So also, I haven't been updating, doing as many videos as usual, but really there's not much to talk about. We're still just trading in these ranges. So that's essentially what I'm looking at. And look at this right now, as I'm making this video, we are going into the red and we are pushing down on this support. So either right now is the greatest opportunity to put in a long because we're about to have a bounce, which you could theoretically long this position. If you guys are interested, definitely check out Bybit. That is my preferred place for trading. If you don't know how to trade long or short, make sure that you watch the tutorial popping up above. It'll also be at the end of the video. Also, I have almost $4,000 worth of bonuses below. If you guys want to use the links in the description, definitely check that out. But yeah. So like I said, as I'm making this video, we need to bounce right now. We literally need to have a bounce right now, or we're going to go back down to this support. And I don't think this support is going to hold. To be totally honest with you guys, I think this support will most likely probably give out because we've hit it so many times. But that's my analysis for the day, guys. So that is it. Talking about some news, I do want to talk about every adult citizen in El Salvador is going to be receiving $30 worth of Bitcoin when they download and register the government's cryptocurrency app. President Nayib Bukele announced Thursday that he unveiled details on how the nation would become the first to make Bitcoin legal tender. The president addressed widespread concerns that Bitcoin use might become mandatory in El Salvador, reassuring citizens that the use of Bitcoin will be optional. Salaries and pensions will continue to be paid in dollars, he said, and anyone being paid in Bitcoin can choose to automatically receive it in dollars. Bukele reiterated that one of the key drivers of the laws is to help people sending remittances back to El Salvador, as the payments typically suffer from high transaction and commission costs. And I actually saw some libertarians that were pretty much complaining, saying oh, now, I'm all for Bitcoin, but now he's going to force it on his people. No, actually, it's an option, which is really what Bitcoin is, right? It's all about voluntarianism. Did I say that right? It's all about volunteering. Excuse me, my friends. And finally, man, I hate talking about this guy, but I feel like I have to bring this up today. After laughing at Jack Dorsey's proposition for a Bitcoin conference earlier, Elon Musk has actually agreed to a Bitcoin conversation with the CEO of Twitter at the event. The CEO of Twitter announced plans to hold a designated Bitcoin event aiming to help protect and spread what makes Bitcoin open development so perfect. After the initial laughter from Elon Musk, Dorsey asked him to have a conversation at the event, and he responded that he was in fact curious. Later on, he agreed to have the talk at the event, which will take place on the 21st of July. And he said, let's have the talk. He says, for the bit curious, well, very well then, let's do it. And it also says, apart from Jack Dorsey, they're also going to have the CEO of ARK Invest, Cathie Wood, as well as the CEO of Blockstream, Adam, back there as well. But as I said, my friends, we do keep trending downwards. You would be hoping for a bounce here because, I mean, look, if we don't get this bounce right here, then we're going to get below this level and we're going to start putting in some lower lows again, potentially. So, yeah, it is not looking great. It is not looking too great for the Bitcoin price short term. However, because I fundamentally am in it for the long run, I take these opportunities as buy the dip opportunities. There were a lot of people that maybe bought Bitcoin at 40, 50, 60. Maybe somebody even bought at 65, looking for that opportunity to buy cheaper. These are the opportunities we wait for. When everyone is fearful, that's when you need to be greedy. Not saying that right now is the best time to necessarily be trading, because it is very choppy waters, but it is certainly an opportunity for accumulation. I mean, it's a 50% discount. If you went to a store and your favorite item or beverage or food or whatever you're buying was 50% off, would you not load up on it? So you got to keep it into perspective, look at things in the long term, and if you're one of those people who doesn't want to stick around for a potential bear market, then you could just sell if you wanted to. I mean, look, if the thing with cryptocurrency is, especially Bitcoin specifically, it has always gone up. It is designed to do this. We have a halving event. We have a limited supply. We have so much fundamentals, especially just within the math itself, just the math alone of Bitcoin. But obviously, if you're new, it can be scary. You can pretty much tell I'm not panicking over here, right? I mean, we've been through this before. We've seen these drawdowns. This one is a little longer than the previous ones that I'm used to, but at the end of the day, guys, all of this is just daily noise. It's just FUD. It could be a sideways, accumulative bear market for 6 to 8 months. It really, to me, doesn't change anything. The fundamentals are getting stronger every single day. Countries are adopting it. Nations, nations are countries, I suppose, right? Institutions. So, but be careful because, every time you panic sell, who are you selling it to? And we do worry about giving these guys the power, but the more we keep panic selling and the more, we keep giving them the Bitcoin, the more power that they have. So, yeah, that is where the hodlers come in for the hodlers' last stand of resistance. So that is enough for me, guys. I rambled on for like 5 minutes longer. If you do stick around to the end of these rambling videos, I do want to say thank you. You are a trooper, and you are definitely the reason why I make these videos anyway. I'm definitely not making these videos for myself. Let me tell you that, guys. It's because you guys, I love you guys. You're awesome. This is just the beginning. If you think you're late, I can't even tell you. Every time people say that, oh, we're late. I was late at 10K. I was late at 20K. I was late at 30K. I was late at 65K. Well, at 100K, we'll be saying we were late at 100K. And then it goes to 1 million, and you guys know how that goes. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. If you're not subscribed yet, definitely consider it. If you haven't seen these videos, check them out. Click on them right now. And until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.